Hey guys, earlier today I spoke at an online conference called Super Seller Fest. For today's video, I'm going to post a replay of my presentation. Enjoy. Hello guys, hopefully I'm unmuted. Let me just make sure. It looks like I'm good to go. All right. Hey, my name's Ryan Hogue, and today I would like to talk to you guys about a little bit of a different way of making money online than what you've been hearing about today at Super Seller Fest. By the way, how about what a great job all the other presenters have done prior to me. A lot of people are talking about Amazon FBA. I would just like to mention that that's how I got my start with e-commerce. It was selling on Amazon FBA, launching my first FBA product, which I did in early 2017. And the rest is kind of history from there. I'm to date, I'm a multi-million dollar Amazon seller, but the journey took me in a couple different places. Like a big part of my experience that I think is unique to me, and that it led me to starting a YouTube channel to talk about it and starting an online school where I talk about it that I call Ryan's Method. That I took a complementary approach to making money online. It wasn't just Amazon FBA. Not that there's anything wrong with FBA and selling physical products on Amazon, but I learned that you can sell products that necessarily don't exist yet as well. And no, I'm not talking about drop shipping. I'm going to talk to you guys about print on demand. There's definitely a lot of interest in this topic because when I started my YouTube channel to talk about FBA, I realized that my print on demand videos were doing a lot better. So that's what I've been talking about for probably the last 3 years now on YouTube. If you guys haven't had a chance, check out my YouTube channel as well. So first, let me introduce myself really quickly. I did mention that I've got a YouTube channel. You can find it at Ryan Hogue Passive Income on YouTube. While I do talk a lot of print on demand, I mix in some general e-commerce content and do the occasional FBA video as well. I do still sell Amazon FBA products to date. But if the YouTube algorithm is going to show my videos to more people if I talk about print on demand, well, then that's what I'm going to do. So you'll get a lot of print on demand content as well over there. And if I pique your interest with what I'm going to talk to you guys about in this presentation, then you can always follow up with me over there and find out a lot more about the opportunities. So again, a little bit about me. I graduated college, like 2012, I think, 2013, 2012, almost 10 years ago. Worked as a web developer right out of school. I've always been pretty ambitious. In addition to having a job, like I started my own web development company, one-man company, doing freelance work and also building my own websites on the side, just trying to monetize my time basically. Because I mean, as everybody watching knows, this life has a lot to offer. But if you're stuck at a desk working 9 to 5 every single day, kind of doing what you're told to do when you're told to do it, you're not going to get to experience, all the great stuff that's out there. So my goal was to make as much money as I could initially, and hopefully one day figure it out, right? Figure out how to get out of the rat race. Ultimately, I made good money, but I was trading my time for money. And I realized that the only real way to get to this idea of freedom that I had in my mind was to make passive income, right? That's probably why we're all here. We need hopefully not just side income, right? I think there's almost like an evolution of how we think about this. It starts with, I need more money, right? And, or maybe it starts with like, how do I increase the amount of money I'm being given for my time? And then it leads to, inevitably I need more money. And then hopefully it leads to, I want to make passive income so I can actually do things other than sit at a desk all day, which I do still do a lot of. For what it's worth, but I make the choice to now. I am self-employed now. So I worked as a web developer for 8 years, ultimately left my job last year in early 2020. I held on to it for a long time, but I'll be honest, I didn't have the worst job. Working as a web developer was not that bad. Anyways, I also have been teaching at the college level for 7 years. I'm in my 8th year teaching, you guessed it, web development. I told them that I could also teach e-commerce, but they just didn't seem interested, which is a little bit weird, right? You would think that the university that I teach at would want to help students make their own money, right? Because that's not a common topic that at least I'm familiar with. Like, I don't think there were many courses about that at the schools that I attended. And anyways, they weren't as interested in that. But if, they were interested in letting me teach web development and helping students, file in line to get their 9 to 5 job and live predictable lives, right? And I really respect anybody as long as they feel fulfilled and happy with their choices in life. But, I really respect people that dare to be exceptional. And what I'm going to talk about with you today, I'm not going to sell anybody the dream of you'll get rich quick, but I'm going to show you a glimpse into how much money I make doing this. And just to be transparent, like my entire journey is documented publicly via income report videos on my YouTube channel and on my personal blog at ryanhogue.com. By the way, my last name is Hogue. I know it's hard to spell. A lot of times people get one of the letters mixed up, but ryanhogue.com. You can follow my entire journey from my first sale from my Amazon FBA business back in early 2017 through today. So I did mention that I opened an online school. So drawing from my experience as a teacher for, over 7 years at this point, I opened my own online school due to just demand for step-by-step tutorials of exactly how I've accomplished what I've done today, which I'm also not trying to imply is anything special. Like being a multi-million-dollar Amazon seller sounds cool, but I've been selling on Amazon for almost 4 years. No, over 4 years now. Whoa, man, time flies, right? Over 4.5 years. So, as you go on, it just kind of, it just adds up, right? And we're talking revenue there. So I didn't make $2 million profit off of selling on Amazon. I won't disclose the full profit, but life is good, like I said. And the best part about it is that for the most part, it's passive, right? That should be our goal. Even if you only make a little bit of additional money to start, if it's passive, you can keep that ball rolling and scale, right? That's the goal. Now, I want to tell you a story about what I did yesterday. I'm a huge NFL fan. It's the only sport I really follow closely. And when I say closely, I follow it way too closely. Yesterday was Sunday. NFL was on. I love my fantasy football. I'm glued to the TV literally all day through the Sunday night game, which ended at like 11 p.m. It was a great day. I won all of my fantasy football matchups. And the reason I'm sharing this is not because anybody cares about me winning my fantasy football matchups. It's because I also made over $200 selling print-on-demand products. Now, I was talking about being a multi-million-dollar Amazon FBA seller. Now I'm talking about print-on-demand. Like I said, we've had a lot of great talk about Amazon FBA prior to my presentation, and I wanted to mix it up and talk about something that you may or may not have heard of. So I got an additional $200, give or take, a little bit more than that, profit, not just revenue, but profit in my pocket while doing nothing but watching football. How did I do that? That's what I'm going to show you in this video. This is live, so it's not in this live webinar. So first, let's start with what is print on demand. Now, I am on a schedule. I can't talk too long about it, but let me give you a high-level insight into what print on demand is. I'm currently wearing a blank black t-shirt. There's nothing printed on this shirt. It's just actually there was a Nike logo here, but I think I've washed it enough times that it washed off. So now I got a blank black shirt. Now with print on demand, I can go to Amazon right now, or really there's other marketplaces that you guys are aware of. It's not just Amazon, but I always prioritize Amazon because that's where you're going to make the most money. That's where the most customers are, right? It's where the most money is being transacted. So I focus on Amazon. And I can create a product listing on Amazon right now for a t-shirt, for a coffee mug that you see here on my screen. Hopefully my screen is sharing. Yeah, it says it's sharing. All right, good. And I can put a design. I can go launch Photoshop or whatever I like to design in. It could be simple text, right? Like the coffee mug you see there, motivated by caffeine and puppies. And I can design a coffee mug and create a rendering of what the finished product will look like. Coffee mug, t-shirt, there's lots of products. And I can list it for sale on Amazon. And that product doesn't need to exist unless it sells, right? So I have no liability, no downside in this. I'm creating listings of products that will exist if they sell, but don't need to exist right now. So there's no upfront investment. And by the way, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Like I'm just describing how this works. Plenty of people are probably familiar with print on demand, but I'm going to show you how you can get started today. And I'm going to share with you my favorite print on demand opportunity. So print on demand basically is a way of participating in e-commerce without the risk, I guess, that you would typically associate with selling products online. Because typically we think of investing in the products that we're going to sell up front. And I'm a huge fan of FBA, so I'm not even trying to knock FBA. But print on demand is great because it's more accessible. That being said, of course, it's more accessible. It doesn't have the monetary requirements to participate that something like Amazon FBA does. So as a result, you're going to get lower barrier of entry. And what does lower barrier of entry mean? It means more competition. Of course, that's just part of the game, right? So like I said, I'm going to share with you my favorite opportunity to make money with print on demand right now. And this is something that's been around since 2015. Yet still a lot of people have never heard of it. And I would really implore you guys to kind of act on what I'm going to share with you as I share it, instead of just kind of like watching and thinking like, oh, I'll remember it and I'll do it tomorrow. It's better to just honestly get it done right now. Even if you have to like open a tab and, you can keep listening to me in the background. But there is a program called Merch by Amazon. Okay, Merch by Amazon is another way of selling on Amazon. Like typically the way that they intended for people to sell on Amazon is through Amazon Seller Central. With Merch by Amazon, it's a separate portal. So you'll never access Seller Central. With Merch by Amazon, it is a portal where you get a very pared down version of Seller Central. Like when I say pared down, it's probably 1% of what Seller Central is, which honestly isn't a bad thing because Seller Central can be pretty confusing, especially to first time sellers. Merch by Amazon is a lot more like focused. Like you can click here, you can click here. You have a lot less options, and it basically lets you create product listings on Amazon's catalog, except you don't get like free reign over what you want to sell. You can only sell products that Merch by Amazon will fulfill on your behalf. So when you create a product listing through Merch by Amazon, all you really need to do is upload a design. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to like create a design. I'm going to do it really quickly in this presentation, but it's going to demystify it hopefully for you as well, because rather than making it really complicated, which you can do, I'm going to show you just how simple, quick, and easy it can be done as well. Okay. So you upload a design. They will generate CGI mockups of what the finished product looks like for you. And they will allow it to be available for sale on their marketplace. Typically US marketplace is what you want to prioritize. And it's available for sale. If it sells, they will do everything. They will create the product, ship it to the customer, do customer service, literally everything. And they'll pay you out a royalty for having made the sale. How cool is that? So you upload the design, you provide some keywords for like the title, the brand, the bullets, the description, the basic stuff. That's pretty much it. You set a price, you can select different colors and shirt sizes, but that's pretty much it. Now, let me just kind of walk you through the process. Oh, and here's some proof of concept. So yesterday, like I said, I was doing fantasy football all day. I made $154 profit on $680 in sales. And this is actually just the US market. So I actually made more than this because Merch by Amazon also lets you list internationally. But just to show you that like this stuff works, this is my dashboard from just yesterday, the 26th of September, $154 in profit. And I didn't even do anything. Like I was literally watching TV all day. This is a screenshot of the home screen for Merch by Amazon. And I guess I should have mentioned, how do you get there? Well, if you didn't already Google it, you can go to merch.amazon.com or amazon.com/merch. I recommend you see this the slide right here where it says sign up. I would click sign up either right now or like put this high priority to do on your to-do list. You need to apply for an account. It's invite only is what they call it, but in reality, no one's going to invite you if you don't show interest. So you have to click sign up, go through the process of applying, and if you are accepted, congratulations. This is a crazy opportunity to make money online with no downside, to sell prime eligible products on the world's #1 e-commerce marketplace. Okay. It sounds too good to be true. Like, what's the catch, Ryan? There's no catch. All right. The reality is like, I'm able to do stuff like this, $154 in a day, because I started before you, but I'm just future you if you put in the work. Okay. That's really what I'm trying to illustrate. There's nothing special about me. Just because I'm like talking into a webcam and a microphone right now about my success. Like, you could be me in the future. You just got a later start than me. Okay. Now, if you're interested, like, what products can we sell on Merch by Amazon? Well, this is a quick plug again for my YouTube channel. I did a video with my girlfriend. We bought every single product on their catalog that you can sell. And we basically did like a fashion show, okay, for men and women. So if you guys want to check that out, it's on my YouTube channel at Ryan Hogue Passive Income. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I do income reports. So just to show you, I do it every month, by the way. I try to do it on the 1st of every month. And chances are I'll either do it this week on Friday, or I may wait till Monday of the next week. It depends. Anyways, January 2020, Merch by Amazon. My sales were not great. I did $870 profit in January 2020. That's not great. And by the way, if you actually combine it with that second slice of the pie in red that says drop shipped POD, that's actually also print on demand sales. I just like to split Merch by Amazon and everything else. So if you combine them, I did almost $2,500 in profit from print on demand in January 2020. And I'll talk more about why I split them up later. But just so you know, like $870, not a great month. But look at the math, $870 times 12. That's an extra $10,440 a year. And that, again, is nothing special. Like that, those numbers are being smashed, okay, by people that do this on the side in addition to their 9-to-5 job. Also, my 2021 revenue is already just under, well, actually, as of recording this, it's probably above $180,000. That's 2021. And my 2021 profit is above $34,000. So my sales picked up big time. And I do talk about that on YouTube, and I've got some other private courses and whatnot. You guys guessed it, right? Everybody's got a course these days. But you don't need the course to succeed by any stretch of the imagination. I only put it there because there was a demand for it, right? Anyways, 2021 profit already $34,000, and it's September. And I'm sure everybody watching is aware that we are at the beginning of that hockey stick of the exponential curve where the demand skyrockets in the fourth quarter. So it's been a good year. It's only going to get better. Now, what products can we sell through print on demand? Now, I'm going to only show you the print on demand products that we can sell through merch by Amazon. Okay. So this is just merch by Amazon, but there's other opportunities out there to sell print on demand products online. And the majority of them are free, by the way. If I didn't mention, merch by Amazon's free. You never need to put a credit card on file to participate, right? You're thinking like, oh, you put a credit card on file, but it's free, right? And then they're going to bill me later. No, free. As of right now, 2021, it is still free. So you'll notice there's standard t-shirts, premium t-shirts, V-necks, tank tops, long sleeve shirts, raglan shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, zip hoodies. That circle right there, that's a pop socket. I've got a pop socket on my phone right next to me from my video that I did where we reviewed every single product. I didn't realize how much fun pop sockets are to have on your phone to play with and to mount your phone so you can watch TV under the table while you're at dinner if there's like a Monday night football game on, right? I may be doing that tonight. We'll see. They sell Android phone cases, iPhone cases. Guys, have you ever wanted to sell a phone case online because you had some great idea? Well, if you can get into merch by Amazon, again, you don't need any of the liability of like purchasing the cases with your design, and you can get it done through print on demand with no downside and infinite upside. They added tote bags and throw pillows recently. So they've been expanding the catalog. When I first started with merch by Amazon, if I remember correctly, when I first started, it was just standard shirts and premium shirts, 2 products. Then they've expanded it to what? Is that 16? No, 14 products now. Okay. And when you upload a design, you can list it on all of these products. So you get more coverage, right? And I always preach, guys, the more online real estate you occupy, the more money you can expect to make. No one's ever disagreed with me to date. All right. That it's a better idea to list more products for sale in more places if you want to make more money. And you can do that very easily through merch by Amazon. Additionally, the primary marketplace that you're going to want to sell on is the US market. Okay. That's what I always prioritize. When you just get started on merch by Amazon, they don't let you list unlimited products on unlimited marketplaces. They restrict your ability to post a lot of products right away, but they reward you as you make sales over time. Okay. So that's why you want to get started today, apply for your account. You might not hear back about your account for weeks. So you want to apply today. Assuming you get accepted, you will be only able to post one product, one design to one product every day. Okay. But over time, you get scaled up. So you start with one product a day, maximum 10. You make some sales, they bump you to 25. You make some more sales, they bump you to 100. Make some more sales, 500. It just keeps increasing. I'm at tier 200,000. All right. So I have 200,000 upload slots in just my merch by Amazon account. 200,000 is a big number. The way that I hit those upload goals is I use automation. And this is getting completely outside the scope of what I wanted to cover, but I know at least one person was thinking, what the heck, 200,000? There's no way you're doing that. There's just not enough time in a day. Well, I use upload tools, and that's stuff that I touch on my YouTube. And of course, in my courses and whatnot. But like right now, while I'm doing this presentation, my uploader is running and it's posting products for me because I want to occupy more online real estate and make as much money as possible. Okay. Secondary markets though. So I always prioritize US market. We know that's where the most customers are. Follow the customers. You guys already knew that. We can also list on international marketplaces though. This is also something that didn't used to exist in Merch by Amazon, but they have been aggressively expanding this program because they see the potential. So you can list in the UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain. Japan was the most recent marketplace that they expanded to. Okay, so this is just such a good opportunity, and there's really, again, no downside. And it just kind of, it's like a snowball. It just rolls and rolls, and it gets bigger and bigger. And it's passive, right? What was the word that we talked about earlier? Because in an alternate universe, I probably am still a web developer doing my freelance stuff, working a 9 to 5. Life is comfortable. The money was great. But I had to do what I was told to do when I was told to do it. That's not, it's not the life that I envisioned for myself, right? It's okay to dream. Even if you fall short of your dreams, who cares? Go for it. Like, Merch by Amazon may not set you free. Now, I personally know a couple people that make 5-figure profits a month, but that's rare. I'm not one of those people, but it is there. The potential's there. All right. It's possible. And this is also, again, just another complementary method of making money online, right? Complementary, right? So selling FBA and selling Amazon merch are very complementary to each other, right? They intersect at, we're selling Prime eligible products on the world's #1 e-commerce marketplace. Now, if we're looking at this from a 10,000 foot view, like, we don't actually like to pretend like I'm just explaining this to my parents. They won't disagree with the logic there. It's like, okay, you followed the customers to the biggest marketplace and you're selling in a way that's passive and scalable. What's not to love, guys? Like, it's just, sometimes you just got to like keep it simple. Like, nothing we've talked about so far hopefully seems crazy, because I promise it's like, apply to Merch by Amazon. When you get in, you'll be able to list one design and one product a day. Everybody can handle that. Okay. Now I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. Okay. Let's start with the design aspect. Now, I'm not a good graphic designer. I repeat, I am not a good graphic designer. So, I mean, I'm out here making $150 yesterday while watching football. I'm not even a good designer, because you don't need to design, guys. Number one, you can purchase designs from professionals for really cheap. All right. The market has kind of determined that you can pay about $1 for a good design. And if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, tomorrow I'm going to drop a video. There's going to be a flash sale from my favorite go-to resource for designs. And I'm going to drop a video on that tomorrow. I already recorded the video. It's going to be really good. We're going to talk about how to make a splash with Halloween t-shirts. All right. And it's going to be geared towards Merch by Amazon. Anyways, as far as design goes, you can actually use a website called Photopea, or Photopea. I never know how to pronounce it, but it's photopea.com. They basically made a bootleg version of Photoshop that is built into a web browser, and it is completely free. You don't need to make an account. You don't need to put a credit card. When I say free, it's free. Okay. So you can go here, right? So no excuses, right? You've got a design application that's built into a web browser. It's about as easy as it gets. All right. Go to new project, set your width to 4,500 pixels, set your height to 5,400 pixels. The reason I'm sharing those dimensions with you is because if you don't set it to those dimensions, Merch by Amazon won't let you upload the file. Okay. So it's got to be those. Then you hit create. Now, when you do your design, guys, it can be as simple as just text. Just text. The best selling approach is going to be big, bold text, like impact font, which is what you see here on this slide. And typically you want to do white text because the best selling shirts are going to be darker colors. And the majority of shirt colors you can sell on are darker colors. So put some white text on a black t-shirt. Now, one design tip that's going to make a huge difference, or, it's really only a huge difference if you were going to do it the wrong way and you end up doing it the right way. But do you see on this slide how there is the same text on 3 different t-shirts? It says Hogue dealer, and it's just kind of a funny play on words, right? But the text is in 3 different sizes. Now, which one of those do you think is going to sell the most? Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody got it. It's going to be the big one, guys. The big one that is easiest to read, that stands out amongst all the competition in search results. Typically, bigger is better, even if the end result may not look as good. Okay. This is a video. I've done videos on this on YouTube where I've walked through the mall, gone to clothing stores, taken pictures of the designs that sell in those stores, and then talked about like how this approach works if you're physically in a store in person, right? We see it looks great. But if you're online and you're just scrolling through Amazon listings the way that people do on their computers, on their phones, you have a microsecond to catch somebody's attention, catch the potential customer's attention. So bigger is better, right? There's so much more to this process, guys. But like I said, I want to show you how you can just keep it simple and it will be effective. I promise. Because I'm speaking from experience. I had an interview on my YouTube channel with somebody that used his phone, used an app called, I think it was called the Over app, just from his phone. Text only designs. This dude made over $300,000 profit. Okay. So if he can do it from his phone, I'm confident everybody that's watching this can make some money on Merch by Amazon. Okay. Especially if you use a desktop. Like I'm not a big phone guy. I love my desktop computer. All right. When it comes to listing products on Amazon. Oh, sorry. 1 second. My micro chihuahua Pablo wanted to say hello. He's mad at me because I had to block the window because then the light will come through and the green screen will look weird, even though I didn't have time to set my virtual background. So it really doesn't matter. I guess I could open the window for him. But when it comes to creating product listings on Amazon, guys, a quick tip. I'm just kind of closing out this presentation and sharing with you some tips that I think are really going to make a difference. Now, there's so much more I could talk about, but I'm giving you some of the basic, most effective tips. When it comes to creating product listings, guys, if you are in a niche, right? Because it's not like Amazon FBA where it's different. I mean, I guess it is like where a different niche in FBA is literally different products, right? I think of it could be completely different products. Whereas when you're doing print on demand, we're selling t-shirts at the end of the day. I mean, t-shirts is one of the products that we can sell, but the scope of this presentation is focusing on t-shirts specifically. If we're in a niche that's making sales, great. That's the goal. A lot of the things we post for sale will not sell. The majority probably will not sell. When you start finding things that are working, you are one of many. And when things work, because of, I'm sure other presenters today talked about Amazon exposes a data point called BSR. It's indicative of sales velocity. It helps us identify where customers are spending their money on Amazon, right? So if you find something that works, do this. Just store this away in your head. This also works for FBA, by the way. I've done this to expand products into single products into product lines, brands, right? Double down, triple down, quadruple down. If you find something that works, that's the end goal. Exploit it. You know what I mean? Post more products there, occupy more online real estate in that space. You found something that works, make it hard for people to take your sales away from you. I always thought about it that way. When I find a niche that works, I want to make it hard for the people that are going to find the same niche after me to take my sales from me. So I start listing more products in the same niche. Okay. Just remember that. Research, guys, keep it simple with research. There's a bunch of really great free Chrome extensions. The top one may look a little bit familiar. Check out AMZ Scout Pro. This is great for validating your niches. It works for print on demand just as well as it works for all the other FBA products that you guys have seen in earlier presentations today. A couple other ones that I love: DS Amazon Quick View for showing BSR in search results. AMZ Suggestion Expander is great for giving long tail keyword suggestions. And then Keywords Everywhere expands your Google search. So this one's not for Amazon, it's for Google, but you can type in something to Google and it'll basically show you the trend and similar keywords and all stuff like that. Also, I wrote a tool called the Search Merch Tool. Okay. And it's on my website as well. And when you use this tool, it's like querying Amazon, except for it will filter out non-Merch by Amazon results. Okay. So you only get Merch by Amazon results, which is great if you're intending to sell through Merch by Amazon, because otherwise you're going to be evaluating all this competition that is relevant, but it's not exactly our primary competition. If we're selling print on demand products with the Prime tag, that's our primary competition. Non-Amazon merch print on demand sellers are typically selling FBM through Seller Central, so they don't pose as big of a threat. Although I love selling FBM print on demand too. Okay. I've got over 100,000 products on my Seller Central account, the same one I sell my FBA products through. I've got over 100,000 print on demand products as well, guys. It's the complementary approach to making money online. At the end of the day, I just want to make money. So, I mean, if I find something that works and, I'm a web developer, it's how I built this tool and I've got a little bit of a technical mind. I've also got a couple Chrome extensions that we license, me and a partner. And given my YouTube, people find me. They're like, hey, Ryan, check out this tool. It's a new automation tool for Seller Central. There's just so much, guys. That's why I had to kind of build a private course that I do charge for. I talk a lot about it on YouTube as well, but just so you know, like full picture, this stuff is manageable because there's a lot of tools you can leverage that will work for you while you can do other stuff, right? SEO, guys, you already know SEO, search engine optimization. I really love the AMZ suggestion expander for this because it gives you a preview of what customers are searching for. So you just kind of provide a seed keyword of whatever niche your t-shirt's going to be in. Look at the keywords that are associated with customer search queries. And my typical suggestion is try to include 1 to 2 to 3 phrase match keywords in your title. Prioritize your title, put the most relevant keywords there. Don't keyword stuff. Again, try to do phrase match, make it similar to what someone would actually type into the search bar on Amazon. And yeah, the algorithm will typically give you a chance to at least be seen. Okay. Now, when you get impressions and you don't get clicks, your click-through rate goes down. If you have a bad click-through rate and you're in a competitive niche, they're just going to bury you on, sorry, there goes my chihuahua. There goes Pablo. If you're in a competitive niche though, and you have a low click-through rate or a low conversion rate, they're going to bury you on page 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. If you're not on page 1, you're not going to get seen, right? Speaking of getting to page 1, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the concept of advertising. That is an option to gain visibility. And Merch by Amazon actually integrated advertising console with Merch by Amazon. And they've been changing the requirement to get access to advertising console. So I can't just tell you off the top of my head what it is because it seems like they're making it more and more accessible. It used to be that it was like very hard to get to advertising. But now it's more and more common. So that's actually great because a lot of people that have access to advertising don't use it. And it's like, you're crazy not to use it, guys. It's such an edge to have over your competition if you know how to use it and if you actually do utilize it. Because it's one thing to hear talking heads on YouTube tell you to advertise and another to actually do it. Again, another reason why I wrote a course on how to do everything exactly as I do it step by step. A course that is not necessary to succeed, but it is there in case people want it, right? So when it comes to Amazon, I did a keyword search. I typed in funny Halloween t-shirt. Now, what do I see right away at the top of my screen? I see 3 shirts in a sponsored brand ad right at the top. They're all, I think they're all owned by Disney. And then what do I see right underneath there? 4 more shirts, all ads. So how are we going to succeed as sellers on Amazon? I mean, it's not required to advertise, but I mean, look right here at this screen. The first 7 things we see on the screen are paying to be there, right? So we got to take notice. All right. You got to play ball. And then last but not least, guys, as I wrap up the presentation, diversify. You guys guessed it. When you start with Merch by Amazon, that's the number 1 best opportunity to make the most money for your time with print on demand. But if you're going to spend your time creating these designs, and I mean, I showed you a really crappy Hogue dealer text design. I didn't spend too long on designs today. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, tomorrow we're going to talk a lot about designs in my video. But if you're going to make these designs, guys, guess what? You can post them on Seller Central as FBM, post them on Etsy, post them on Redbubble. You can start a Shopify store, post them on eBay, Teespring, TeePublic, Spreadshirt, Society6. There's so many, guys. There's so many places you can post your designs that are available for sale on all these different print-on-demand products. Following a sale, guess what? It's all streamlined. Now, there is a little bit more nuance to it because not every program functions like Merch by Amazon, where they literally do everything for you and they just pay you a royalty. That's obviously the most simple and the most preferable way of doing it. But like, there's other ways of doing it where there's companies that can integrate via software to your Seller Central account, to your eBay account, to your Etsy account. And when you make a sale, they have a little sync and it will automatically detect the sale. It'll bill you for the base cost of the product. Like this shirt might be $7. They'll charge you $7. They'll charge you for shipping. And then let's just say I made the sale through Etsy. Well, Etsy will pay me the $25 that I collected from the customer for the shirt. I will have to pay Printful as my preferred company. You can find them at ryanhogue.com/Printful if you would like to create a free account, ryanhogue.com/Printful. Printful will bill me the $10 it costs to create the shirt and ship it. And then the difference, $10, $15, I keep as profit, right? So we already did the work. Now we're just going to post it in more places, and then we're good to go, right? We're making as much money as possible. All right. So ryansmethod.com is the URL for my online school. Again, I have over 7 years teaching experience at the college level. So I do have some teaching credentials to my name. If you would like to check out anything at ryansmethod.com, it is all focused on my complementary approach to e-commerce. Disclaimer, when I got started in early 2017, late 2016, really, on my e-commerce journey, I had no plans of any of this. I just kind of take everything in stride. It's been a great journey. It's allowed me to do a lot of traveling. I should have bored you guys with pictures of all the places I've traveled to just this year because it's been pretty awesome. Had to kind of crunch in last year's travel plans with this year's, but it's been great, guys. Like, this is what life is about, you know. As I'm sitting at my desk, you know, the single thing I was talking about we don't want to do. I'm like at my desk talking about how good life is, right? I'm at my desk just like everybody else. But anyways, bonus, guys. Just because you were here, you get my dropship print on demand free mini course. Okay. So I talked a lot about merch by Amazon today. I want to also give you a step-by-step, like 50-page tutorial of all, like, literally step-by-step actionable advice to get your print on demand business started today. Now, go apply to merch by Amazon, because that's going to take you maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but then you have to wait. And I don't want you to lose steam. I want you to kind of carry this excitement about getting started and actually get, you know, literally get started. So AMZ Scout, the hosts of Super Seller Fest, they're going to email you a link to where you can download this free 50-page step-by-step how to start your business guide that I wrote. And it's going to walk you through the Printful Etsy integration so that you can open an Etsy shop and sell print on demand products and crush it in the fourth quarter. There's no better time to start than right now. And again, your downside is capped at the 20 cents it costs to create an Etsy listing. Okay, 20 cents. So that's it, guys. Thank you for attending. And can I take any questions in the time remaining? I think I have like 10 minutes or so. Actually, let me pull up the YouTube. That would be a good idea. 1 second. Is there a mock-up tool for putting photos of home decor product like sculpture in home setting background, pendant ring bracelets on humans? Yes, there are mock-up tools. There are, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Like, there are free mock-up tools. There's also, of course, paid mock-up tools. The free ones that I've seen are typically primarily t-shirts and maybe coffee mugs. However, here's the thing, right? I referenced Printful a few times, and that's what, when you get my free starter guide, you know, literally 50 pages step by step, it'll walk you through like how to get started with Printful. And when you use Printful and you upload your designs, like, Printful's product catalog is probably close to 100 different products right now. If you select a pendant or jewelry, when you upload your design, they have like the CGI mockup software that's like proprietary to them built in. So it'll automatically generate your renderings of the finished product, and that's free, right? But then there's also alternative ones you can use that are a little bit more premium. But I mean, in my personal opinion, like, you don't need to spend money on mockups. Typically what I do is I'll take the Printful ones, strip off the background, and kind of customize it the way that I want. I typically just add a background image, and typically it works. Is it better to start print on demand as a company or as a person? You know, like, I think it's okay as a person. I think the best advice is probably always to do it as a company, though. I mean, if that's an option, like, create an LLC and do it through there. But your liability, I believe, is a lot more limited selling print on demand, as long as you don't infringe on big brands like Disney, right? Like, you're going to see a lot of Disney products on Amazon that are being sold through merch by Amazon. But just because they're being sold doesn't mean that you and I can sell them, right? We don't have the rights to Disney's intellectual property. So as long as you kind of play ball and play by the rules, you're okay. Best tool for niche research. My favorite tool for niche research is honestly, the search merch tool, the completely free one that I built into my website, because it's free. But that being said, there's also a paid tool that I really like to use called Flying Research. And you can go to ryanhogue.com/flying research. Okay. And Flying Research, it's, there's plenty of software tools. Like, I mean, AMZ Scout is great in this context for validating a niche, but how do you find the niche that you want to validate? Well, Flying Research is focused exclusively on merch by Amazon, print on demand products, and they'll kind of help aid you in finding the newest best-selling niches right away. Because if you're earlier, you're going to have an edge. Are there any problems to start as an individual and then upgrade to a company? I don't think so. I mean, it should be as simple as like going to your tax information, changing your name to the company name, and then switching your social security number to the tax ID of the business. But I'm not an accountant, so that's just in my mind what you would do. I applied to merch by Amazon and got denied, Lily said. Lily, it's not uncommon to get denied. I got denied my first time. You should be able to use a separate email address and then reapply. The record for applications before getting accepted that I've personally heard of, unfortunately, is 13. Okay. Now, hopefully nobody watching this has to apply 13 times, but somebody applied 13 times and on lucky number 13 actually got accepted. So how much investment do you need to start Amazon FBA? I personally, when I launched my first FBA product, spent $1,600 on the manufacturing side of things, and then $800 to ship it to the US, total $2,400. And if anybody cares, I also paid somebody $2,500 to show me how to sell on Amazon FBA, because it is quite confusing when you're going through it for the first time. And I made that back over 100-fold. So don't be afraid to spend money to make money is my suggestion. All right. Does merch by Amazon work if I live in India? I'm not sure. I mean, assuming you get accepted, the way you would use merch by Amazon is the exact same way that I would use merch by Amazon. So some Kay says she got in on her first try. That's awesome. Looking at some older questions. James asked, if you find a keyword with high search volume, but not much products for sale, what would you do? So James, here's the thing, right? If you're selling through merch by Amazon, they algorithmically approve and deny our submissions. So if I submit a shirt that says Hug Dealer and it's trademarked on t-shirts, I will get rejected unless I'm the owner of that trademark, right? So the reason I shared that piece of information is because if you see high search volume and no products for sale, that is often indicative of it's a protected space. It's either trademarked, or if you were asking that in the FBA context, it could be a patented product as well. So, is this available afterwards? I think the replay will probably be online if I had to guess. Oh yeah, actually, you know what too? I'm gonna post the replay of my presentation on my YouTube channel whenever it's available as well. Any other questions? Best print-on-demand company to work with and best alternative for Printful. Printful is my go-to print-on-demand company of choice. I mean, I've worked with other ones, and Printful to me, like, for a number of reasons, like I've gone in depth, obviously, in some videos on my channel. You guessed it, on my YouTube channel. But they have a huge catalog, easy to work with. They reward you for being successful. So their prices are a little bit higher than what you typically see when you look at their competitors. But a lot of their competitors kind of hide the fact that they have high prices. Printful will give you discounts for being a successful seller. Like, I think if you can sell $1,000 a month, that doesn't mean $1,000 profit. That means $1,000 in products that they fulfill, orders that they fulfill, which if you're diversifying between Seller Central, Amazon Seller Central, Etsy, and eBay, the big three, or starting a Shopify store and crushing it there, you'll get instantly 5% off your fulfillment costs. Pretty attainable. Alternative, I would look at Printify or Gearbubble. I use Gearbubble as well. Or Guten. I mean, there's a whole bunch. There's so many. I have like 1 minute left. So let me see if I can get one more question. Is there a problem if I use the same company associated my FBA Seller Central account to apply? Stefan, I do not believe so. I think I probably use the same company myself that I have from Seller Central on my Merch by Amazon. So I don't think there's any issue. Free tool for Amazon FBA product research. Check out AMZ Scout. They give you free searches. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Again, you can find me at Ryan Hogue Passive Income on YouTube and at ryansmethod.com. Have a great day.